Welcome to the Play Free podcast. And recently, I've been having a lot of pros reach out to me about dealing with referees, saying that they're being triggered by poor officiating because of the impact that these referees are having on their future opportunities with the game. And I totally get it. I understand it because just before we get into this meditation, I'll share a little bit about my past. In my early days of coaching, from the ages of about 15 to probably, 26 years old, I was a psycho with referees. I'd stomp my feet, I'd cuss them out, and so on. And what I realized is there's a tipping point because you feel sometimes that you can intimidate or manipulate the referee into getting a few more calls. But most times this bites you in the butt because it distracts you, it gets you reactive, or at least personally, I've found myself more off-centered, and it became more of a detriment than a benefit to our team because our players fed off my energy. If I was regulated and calm, they would be regulated and calm, and this is generally speaking. But looking at my later parts of my coaching career, entering my late 20s, I would be able to be less reactive or stressed out by referees if I was staying on top of my reactivity and stress outside of the game. I think Steve Kerr said one time, the way you play the game is how you live your life. That's something that I really believe in as well, because I felt myself taking out my anger and frustration with life on these poor guys. The second thing I realized on top of that was, and this is going to sound super corny for some of the people maybe listening, but when I started actually loving myself, I'd started developing a capacity to deal with stress and unfortunate events more logically and rational. And in loving myself, I developed a release muscle and a habit to let go of my old desire to control people and outcomes to make myself feel more complete. How do you love yourself? How do you go about doing that? Well, I'm going to show you a short meditation that could be a good first step for you. So what I want you to do is just settle into your space. Make sure you're undisturbed and you're able to just focus in on the feelings of feeling your feet on the floor, feeling supported by your chair, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you continue to breathe, noticing any sensations that come up as you breathe. Maybe your heart rate starts to elevate, or it starts to descend. You're just recognizing these feelings. You're noticing where you're breathing from in the body, and maybe how your breath has changed since you started this process of just sitting here, taking in the space around you, noticing the sounds near and far away. And then if you haven't already, you're closing your eyes. And where we're going to start with this meditation is just to see if you can bring to mind something that's really easy to love. So for me, easy to love, no brainer, it's my dog. Every time I enter and I open up the door, my dogs, I should say, pop up and they're smiling and wagging their tails and going crazy. There's a lot of unconditional love there, and I appreciate it. So whatever it is, you're bringing that to your mind. And as you bring that to your mind, feel the sensations in your body, maybe the warmth of that feeling. Maybe tingles in certain areas of your body or in your mind and your brain. Just noticing these feelings, these sensations. And then I want you to look at yourself. And this may be a difficult question for some people out there, but just do your best. Bring into mind something that you really love about yourself or your life. As you bring this into your mind, feel what's happening in the body. Maybe you continue to warm up, or potentially you can feel light building inside of you, starting in your chest and starting to very slowly expand into different parts of your body. And then what I'd like you to do is now think about something about the world, about something outside of you that can sometimes be a little bit more challenging to love. And the best you can, see if you can feel back into the body, that warmth that you were just experiencing, that light, visualizing this light within you, and seeing if you can now send out some light or some warmth out to maybe a specific person, somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe there's an aspect of your job or your basketball that you could send some love out to right now. So just visualize this love or light or warmth radiating, moving through your heart, chest, into your head, and this light or warmth pouring out into the world. This beam or ray of light, and it's finding that person or element or aspect of the world, and now they're experiencing this warmth or light. You're sharing good energy. And now, coming back to yourself, what's something that's challenging to love about yourself? I'd broken my nose a few times. My nose was always something I was a little bit conscious of when I was younger. I'm like, man, my nose is all bent out of shape. See for a moment if you can bring that image into your mind and then slowly start to surround it with that love and warmth that you've cultivated within you, that light. And now, looking back into the world and thinking about something specifically related to basketball, what's something within basketball that you really hate? And maybe it is the referee. Bring that image to mind and see if you can cultivate and allow that energy to flow from your heart, from your mind, and beam the ray of warmth, light, love to that person right now, or thing, whatever it is related to basketball. Feel the energy pulsating and moving through you as you share good energy. And now coming back to yourself and looking in the mirror and seeing if you can look at the thing that you hate about yourself, the thing that maybe you hate most about yourself. It might be difficult to look at. And maybe In this moment, you're not ready to take that on, and that's okay. If you can look at it, visualize that light within you, that love, that warmth being cultivated within you, and see if you can direct this energy at the thing that you've hated about yourself or about your game as a player. Whatever comes to mind, send some energy. Surround whatever it is with energy, with light, love. And at its own time, very gradually, it may start to slowly dissipate. The heaviness may evaporate and start to leave the body or leave the mind. Now, to finish this meditation, all I want you to do is see if you can just rest in the positivity, the light, the love, the warmth that you've created and cultivated within your body. Focus on those sensations of light, of love, of warmth in the body. Just start to now take in these feelings and allow these feelings to absorb into your skin, into your body, into your mind, into your spirit. And then feeling your feet on the ground, hearing the sounds in the immediate and near space. And then maybe outside of your room or in the building, you can just start to tune into these sounds. Slowly, softly, gently opening up your eyes and starting to take in the space around you, moving slower than you have been, but still feeling the sensations of love, of light, of warmth in the body. Even when you move and get up from this chair to do the next thing, whatever the next thing is for you today. Thanks for being here. Take care and talk soon.